Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. Today we're going to look at something cool, and it's kind of weird too. You guys know I have a bunch of game cams out in the forest at various locations. Game cams, some people call them that, some people call them trail cams. These days, if you say game cam, they think you're doing some walkthrough on a video game. So we have been following two different elk herds, one family of coyotes that now has pups. It had three pups. They had three pups, but now they're down to two pups. Don't know what happened. Maybe got it, I don't know. And we get various deer and other weird creatures, weasels, ferrets, a lot of raccoons, possum, a lot of deer, and, various coyotes walking through. Because we have these cameras so spread out, I can pretty much say the one cam is definitely this family of coyotes, and occasionally we get an extra one in there because they'll do a little tussle. But the other camera locations, those are probably not they are not the same coyotes that we have in that coyote family, that small pack. We have about 16 cameras out now, and I say about because at any given time, between 1 and 3 of the cameras is not recording properly. The card's either full, the batteries are drained, or they just glitch out of nowhere and I get a bunch of 2-second long videos. Or we set up a camera and we get nothing when we come back in 2 weeks or a month, and there is no way that nothing happened. So yeah, today we're going to talk about the elk rubbing on the camera. Now this has been a problem for the last several months. Early on, when we were following this one particular elk herd, the elk would shy away from the camera and they kept their distance, and then over time, like a period of several weeks, they would get closer and closer to the camera. We assumed that it was our scent on the camera and, the plastic, or they're smelling something that should not belong there, so they didn't, like it. They were shy of it. Then as the scent wore off and they got used to it, well, they come right up to the camera. It started with one big cow. She's kind of gimpy. She has, hoof rot or a bad leg, and you'll see her limping, and occasionally she will limp on 2 of her legs. She had a calf last season, so there's a calf was following her around for a while. The calf is now part of the herd, and it doesn't always follow. This particular elk started rubbing on the camera. Now, elks are tick and flea infested, and they pee on their mate. I don't know why they pee on themselves. The elk are just nasty. Some people say they're good eating. It is not my favorite to eat. I'm not an elk person, but some people love it. But yeah, they are almost the size of a horse. They are big. Like a moose, that's the size of a horse. So they're a little smaller than a moose. But they can get good size, and you don't want to encounter one in the forest, especially a big bull during rutting season. This particular cow has somehow, she has taken a liking to our camera, or a hatred of it. It's one or the other. She will rub on it. She will move it. Now let me first say, this camera is not very big, but the strap that holds it on is amazing, because you will see in the various videos, she is putting some weight on this camera. And the strap is holding. We have not lost a camera yet. Now, when she fogs the camera up by breathing on it, licking it, blowing snot on it, the camera's messed up for a little bit, but then it had cleared. We only had one camera that got so bad we actually had to clean. The cameras that she messes with have been okay. They've cleared on their own. And as I said, it started with just her rubbing on the camera, and then a couple times you would see her calf would rub on the camera, and he's pretty good size by now. And then over the next weeks, we would see another cow. She would rub on the camera. And then we have video of a spike rubbing on the camera. Now, we have a big bull who's come right up to the camera and snorted on it. But currently, we have identified 7 different elk who are rubbing on this one particular camera. And on another camera that this same elk herd likes to rub on, it's only one, and that's the one that faces the field out there. There's only that one gimpy cow. She rubs on it. Now, we've had other elk just look directly into the thing and maybe snort on it, but she rubs on it all the time. But this camera, facing the woods where they bed down, they are rubbing on it. It is getting bad, but it is holding up. So, man, these straps holding these up are really good. Something else you will see in this particular video, aside from the elk just laying there chewing their cud, elk are very good hiders. I made a video about this. It hasn't been quite edited and ready to go. Edited, that's a weird word. It's not really ready for public consumption yet, but you could be walking through the woods and there could be elk all around, and they're such good hiders, or good at hiding, that you might stumble on one. Normally a person, they will smell a person or hear a person and they'll boogie out of the way. Same with deer. But deer and elk can bed down in such a manner that you can walk right by them in the grass or right by them in the bushes and you will not see them. Now you'll hear noises out in the woods, maybe a crack of a branch or something, if they're running away. And, the elk kind of get a little rumble going because we have video here and we have shown it from this location where the elk are just, they're not stampeding, but they're running away really quick. And they clomp, 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 it's like a horse running. Deer, on the other hand, they bound and leap more. You might hear one sound, but they're fairly quiet. Elk, they just kind of bulldozers of the forest, just kind of plow through the bushes making all kind of noise. Moose, they're even worse. Yeah, and moose, when they go underwater, that's even worse. So we have more than an hour, more than 2 hours of video from this location with just the elk rubbing on it. Now, we're not going to show 2 hours of it today, but we'll kind of trickle the video out because, with 16 cameras and at least 3/4 of them working at any given time, we get some good footage and we get some, some footage that's kind of neat to see, but it's not all that thrilling. So I'm trying to get the video up, but I don't want my channel to become, Trail Cam Channel 101. That's all we have is hours of trail cam. I have hours and hours of trail cam. I have to review it, make sure we don't have anything weird on it. We had one trail cam that was in a location for 3 months. We got nothing on it. We call it the Bobcat cam because we have bobcat scent. We're trying to bait in a bobcat. Bobcat, cougar live in the area. That's our bobcat camera. And you know what? We ain't seen no bobcat. We actually saw a hunter walk by and then come back, and then we'll post that video because it's kind of interesting. But we finally, after 2 or 3 months, saw 3 elk walk by the camera slowly. Pretty good video. It was neat to see, but it was a location we thought would be cool, but it got nothing. Now, it's either the sensor on that camera sucks, well, we know it works because we got the elk going by, we got the hunter going by. There just isn't anything there. We haven't been able to lure in a bobcat for the camera. We're not hunting, we're photographying, hunting for pictures. And maybe the bobcat scent has scared away the other animals. But we haven't had much luck on our cougar cam either. But, we have the bobcat cam, we have a cougar cam, we have a bear cam, we have the 2 elk herds with various cameras, we have the deer cam, and then the random elk cam, and then the meat cam or coyote cam, and then we have random cameras placed around location. And we'll throw the drone up once in a while, and if we really have extra time, we get out there with a game caller and we try to call a cougar in, or we try to call a bear or a bobcat in. That's a lot of effort, and we're not doing it for hunting, I'm doing it for the photographic evidence of wild animals in the forest near you. Alright, so I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it's not too boring for you. If nothing else, you get a chance to see what's out there in the woods. These cameras, only one is actually located a distance from the highway. Most of these cameras are between a 5 and 10 minute drive from the highway. And it's a fairly major highway. I mean, it's not like a big 4-lane highway, but it has a lot of traffic every day. So we are not very far up into the woods, and this is what we're encountering. So yeah, there's animals everywhere. All right, hope you enjoy the video. And as always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.